Paging Jen. Jen.
Reverend Jude had to get me. Sorry, fans. How does this work? Oh, she's got
Where's your bass?
in the closet. All right.
Good morning.
Ricky.
Please stand and join us in singing our opening song, Open the Eyes of My Heart. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Good morning. Please be seated. We are holy, holy, holy. And for those of us who were affected more than mentally and emotionally over the Hurricane Milton and still recovering from Helene and those that were affected by tornadoes, let us open our hearts and our minds to all. And I want to share something with you before we get really started in our service. I found myself being so grateful that my home wasn't touched. And then I found myself feeling a bit guilty that I was grateful for that, and also my heart was hurting for those who were affected. Even Jen's neighborhood was in Salerno. You probably saw it on the news. She and Stacy were safe, but her neighborhood is a mess right now, truly decimated. And I ran across something that my colleague, the Reverend Darlene Strickland, at Unity and Blue Bridge. And she was talking about Hurricane Helene. And her words have perfectly captured my emotions in the aftermath of both Helene and Milton and the tornadoes, and I'd like to share it with you. It's a little long, so you might want to take a breath. And she calls the word that I'm feeling, and maybe you're feeling as well, guiltitude. She writes, guiltitude perfectly describes a strange, heavy feeling that has settled in my heart. Guiltitude, a mixed bag of gratitude and guilt, captures the complexity of emotions we're all navigating as we try to piece things back together after the storm. On one hand, I am filled with immense gratitude. My power is back. I have clean running water. My home is mostly intact and I'm safe, surrounded by loved ones, friends, and a community that has weathered many storms, both literal and figurative, together. How can I not thank God for these blessings? In the midst of chaos, I am held in love. And yet, there's a persistent tug at my heart. It's the awareness that not everyone is okay. While I sit in the warmth and safety of my home, many others are still suffering. Homes have been destroyed, families displaced, many still unaccounted for, and lives disrupted in unimaginable ways. I'm grateful, but the gratitude feels incomplete when others are struggling. It's not exactly guilt, but more an acute sense of inequity. It feels like holding two truths in tension, the thankfulness for what I now have and the sorrow for what others have lost and are enduring. And she goes on, it's human to feel both, human and divine to feel both, to feel blessed and also deeply connected to the suffering and loss of others. The two don't cancel each other out. I believe this feeling is really a call, an invitation to turn gratitude into daily action, to see where we can offer support, comfort, or presence to those who are still hurting, to keep our hearts tender and open, not because we owe it, but because this is what gratitude generates within us, the desire to continually widen the circle of blessing, care, and influence. So today I sit with this awareness, guiltitude, not as something to resolve, but as something to acknowledge and lean into. It is a sign that I am awake to the world, that I am alive to both the beauty and the suffering around me. And in that awareness, I continue to move forward with love and compassion, one step, one gesture, one prayer at a time. With grace, gratitude, and ache, Reverend Darlene. And so, as we are here today, safe right where we are, safe right where you are, I invite you to put your love into action in our very town. This is Elevate Hope. That's, you see, on 3700 Southeast Salerno Road, and they need toilet paper, paper towels, toothbrushes, toothpaste, soap, deodorant, and many other things. There is a flyer outside on the table if you'd like to take a picture of that with your phone, and you can donate based on that. You can also drop these things off at Casco Tools. That's at 4786 Southeast Railway Avenue, Monday through Friday, and that's, of course, in Stuart.
It's in Salerno. It's like in between Salerno and where that shoots off onto Commerce.
And finally, you can drop off supplies at 47th and Geraldine. Tell us exactly where that is.
That is at New Monrovia Park. You can enter off of 47th and Cove. There's a park there, and they have a bunch of tents set up and a bunch of milk crates where you can bring supplies or you can volunteer to help distribute supplies.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do.
So in our safety and in our gratitude, this is what we are called to do, to donate, to help, to show up, and to hold our community and the rest of our country in this sense of upliftment as many people are navigating the tragic loss of life and of home. And there we have it. And one more thing, there's no greater time to be in spiritual community than this time. You know, I know that Jen, the music team has a text chain, and everybody was checking in with us, and Jen was telling us and showing us pictures and putting things up on Facebook, and we were able to just support each other in that moment when the worst was happening. And that's what spiritual community does for us. It brings us into a community that lifts us up and offers help and comfort when we need it. And with that all said, welcome to our Sunday morning service. I'm very grateful to see you all here this morning in your safety. And if you need help, if you need anything, if you have been affected and you need help, if we cannot help you directly here, we will point you to places where you can get that help. And for those of you who might be here for the first time, Ricky has some welcome packets that he would love to give you if you would like one. If anyone is here today for the first time and you feel comfortable, please raise your hand so Ricky can see you and give you a welcome packet. Anybody here today for the first time? All right. So we have a bunch of, not old timers, we have a bunch of, of consistent attendance people. And so we're glad you're here. If you are here for the first time online, I invite you to email Eva for a welcome packet at admin@unityofstuart.org. If you would like a welcome packet, if you're in the room and you haven't raised your hand, they are in the basket on the way out. Feel free to take one, or wherever you think you can make them a gift to someone. We have fellowship in our kitchen every Sunday, and we have some good things there. Thank you to Rose Peterson today, who is on our fellowship duty, and so we are grateful for that. Coffee House concert is coming up on November 1st. And as always, the doors open at 6:30. Music begins at 7. And there are sweet treats available. And it's always really good and sweet music and uplifting music and not what's the word I'm looking for? Not church music.
It's in a church, but not church music.
It's in a church, but it's not church music. So come and join us on November 1st. Anything else you want to say about that, Rini?
Just mark your calendars.
Mark your calendars, November 1st.
Bring a friend.
Bring a friend. Unity Basics is coming up. This is a 2-hour class that I do twice a year, and that is a class where you can come and find out the history of Unity and explore Unity principles. And that class, you don't have to become a member if you're in that class, but it is available for membership. You need to take that class if you'd like to become a voting member at Unity of Stuart. So we invite everyone, even if you've been here for 25 years and you want to come and add your wisdom, please do that. There is a sign-up sheet out in the foyer on the information table. And I ask you to sign up because I prepare a booklet for everyone that is going to come. So please sign up for that, and I'll see you on October 20th. Our boardie of the day is Lori Michaud, and she is going to come up here and talk to you a little bit about finances and what's been happening in our finances at Unity of Stuart.
Good morning. Hi, my name is Lori Michaud. I'm on the board of directors here at Unity of Stuart, and this morning I'm here to speak with you about a topic that tends to make people uncomfortable. We're already here to talk about religion, so it's not that. It's not politics, and it's definitely not sex, so that leaves just one thing, money. Nothing I have to say should be a surprise to you today. We're very transparent with our finances here at Unity of Stuart. We publish them on the screen every week, and we publish them in the bulletin as well. So even if you're bad at math, you know that $200,770.42, which is the amount we've spent so far this year, is more than $185,928.42. That's the amount we've taken in. In fact, the difference is about $15,000. We have been using funds from the Raise the Roof Gala to make ends meet, and truthfully, that money is not going to last much longer. I know everyone is excited about the sale of the land and the positive changes that money will bring, but realistically, with the requirements of the town and the requirements the town is placing on us and on the potential buyer, we won't see that money for optimistically 6 months to a year, possibly longer. The good news is the money from the land sale is not our source. God is our source, and we are the faces and hearts and hands of God. And so we ask, what is ours to do? As a board, the first thing we did was look at our finances. We looked at our expenses. And we do run a pretty lean and mean show around here, but we did find an opportunity to save by changing our phone and internet providers. Of course, that savings will help, but it doesn't cover the deficit that we're facing. So by now, you're probably thinking, oh boy, here it comes. She's going to ask us for money, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to share a bit about why I give and how giving has changed my life. I didn't grow up with money. As a young adult on my own, I struggled with money, and I thought giving was something that only rich people did. My outlook on giving changed when I spent a few months living in San Francisco. And if you know anything about San Francisco, there are a lot of homeless people, and they're always asking for money. I was shocked when I watched my boyfriend freely handing out change and dollar bills when homeless people approached us to ask. And he says, they ask us if we can spare some change, and by the grace of God, we can. And he said, to say no denies the abundance we are blessed with. He had a unity mindset way back then, and he didn't even know it. We kept a bowl of change and dollar bills by the door, and when we went out, we filled our pockets so we could give, and it felt good. Years later, when I found Unity, I gave a little at first, $20 here, maybe $50 at Christmas. But as Unity gave me the tools I needed to create a wonderful life for myself, I felt the urge to give more. And the more I gave, the more I received. Oh boy. Sorry. Ooh. So the more I gave, the more I received. And sure enough, abundance flowed to me. I got better jobs, better clients, more lucrative contracts. And interestingly enough, my clients started paying me consistently, which was really helpful. I read that it takes $40 per person per week to cover expenses at Unity of Stuart, and that's an old number, by the way. But I started giving that, and when I started doing that, I found more abundance flowed to me. And it was great. So I consistently give to Unity of Stuart, and I feel the rewards in my life every day, and I'm consistently blessed for it. So knowing that I am the face and heart and hands of God, and knowing that my beloved spiritual home is faced with a financial challenge, I prayed about it, and I asked, what is mine to do? And I got a couple of answers. First, I am going to personally increase my giving by 10%. And I invite you to do the same. So if you put $1 in the collection today, can you find an extra dime at the bottom of your purse? If you give $10, can you spare an extra $1? If you give $100, can you spare 10 more? Really, these days, $10 is a trip to Starbucks. The second thing I'd like to ask you is to consider becoming a consistent giver. No amount is too small. Consistent giving is great because we know how much money we have coming in each month. Your gift comes to us directly, and even if you're away or if you're low on cash on Sunday, we receive that gift. And that brings me to the second thing that is mine to do. If you become a new consistent giver this month, I will personally match your gift up to $1,000. Becoming a consistent giver is easy. You can reach out to Roberta or call the office, and we'll get you set up.
There's a form in the back of the seats.
And there's a form in the back of the seats. And whatever amount you can give, big or small, know that it's appreciated, and it will be put to good use at Unity of Stuart. So in closing, I ask each one of you to pray about giving and what is yours to do. Maybe someone will see fit to write a check to cover the entire deficit. Maybe someone else will do a consistent giver match. Wouldn't that be nice? I know that together we have the resources to close the deficit and make Unity of Stuart financially prosperous and abundant. Thank you.
Amen. And on that note, let us pray. From every direction, known and unknown, our abundant good comes to us now, and we are grateful. Amen.
Amen.
All right, and we do indeed have chaplains on duty today. If you're having a financial challenge in your life, we invite you to pray with our chaplain today. And our chaplain today is Pat Miller, and you will know her by her beautiful face and also by her white stole. And she will be in the sanctuary after service to pray with anyone who would like some personal prayer. And she will be honored to pray with you and to hold your prayer in the highest confidence. Also, you can email us at prayer@unityofstuart.org, and that's actually emailing me. Those prayers come directly to me. I pray over them, and then I put them in the prayer box for the chaplains. And then you can also call the Silent Unity prayer line, and you see that up on the, that screen. Thank you. I just realized I didn't have my phone so that I could say hi to everybody that was online. So let's say hi to those that are online on YouTube this morning. We have Jess and Phil online this morning, and we usually have Lana and Pam and Ann and Tony and Irma and Sylvie and Brenda. If you bear with me a moment. Say again? All right. I don't know what's happening over there, but obviously it's not mine to know. All right, let's see who is on Facebook. Oh, Linda is at her brother's house in Tennessee. She sends hugs to everyone. Trudy is online. Cheryl in Connecticut is online. And Cheryl saw the Aurora Borealis in Connecticut last week. And Peter, board member Peter, is at home this morning. And Linda Hart said, "Nice going, Lori." Where did she go? Oh, there you are in the back. Carol Wall, Florence Burns, and 6 other people are watching. So good morning to everyone. We're so glad you are here and safe. Please take a deep breath with me as we prepare for our dedication. So let us dedicate our service today to stepping into our power, and not just our personal power as we co-create with Spirit, but that divine power that lifts us up and that lifts others up. Let us be the force of divine power in the world. As I live in divine truth, I step into my power. I am one with the divine. This means that everything that God is, love, peace, power, I am too. This awareness keeps me grounded in spiritual truth, especially when the weight of the world feels heavy upon my shoulders. When I identify with things of the world, I may feel powerless, at the whim of other people's preferences or at the mercy of uncertain circumstances. But when I see myself as the divine being I am, I transcend the limits of the world, rise above its concerns, and keep its troubles in perspective. I am a powerful spiritual being in the world, but not of it. I feel the life, love, and power of the divine expressing as me. As I live in divine truth, I step into my power, and I am blessed, and I bless my world. And once again, a deep breath. Settling into this sacred space, the space of love, of light, of grace, of ease, of comfort, knowing that we step into our power and we are blessed and we bless the world. And let us affirm our affirmation together. As I live in divine truth, I step into my power. And let's take a deep breath. Anchoring in this, you might want to just imagine what being in divine power feels like, stepping into divine power. For me, it feels like every step I take has a little electrical crackle. And that I feel that power as I connect to the earth and to Spirit. And let's take that deep breath. And affirm one more time together. As I live in divine truth, I step into my power. And so it is. Let's prepare for meditation by singing Be Still.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's the only way you will hear the voice of God. It's the only way. Be at peace of one another. There is no other way. You will feel the presence of the one. It's the only way. It's the only
And if you haven't already done so, I invite you to close your eyes if you're comfortable closing your eyes. And get comfortable in your chair, wherever you are in your home today. And let's take those 3 deep breaths as we center ourselves in stillness. Dropping our shoulders. Relaxing our facial muscles. Feeling our feet on the floor. As we allow ourselves to be here now. Dropping our heads, dropping our attention from our heads to our hearts. Knowing that Spirit is as close as our heartbeat. And as we deepen in prayerful meditation, I invite you to allow the words you hear to become the words of your own heart and mind this morning. I am centered in the truth of who I am. Within me is the divine spark of unlimited potential. I am one with the infinite power of the universe, and today, right here and right now, I choose to fully step into that power in every area of my life. In this moment, I release any limiting beliefs or doubts that have held me back. I let go of stories that no longer serve me. I claim my worthiness. I claim success, love, and abundance. I am guided by divine wisdom in all areas of my life. And as I trust in the source of all good, I trust that everything I need is already here, already within me. And I align with that flow of divine wisdom and power. I know I am never alone. Spirit is always here with me, activating me, providing clarity and inspiration. So today I claim my power. I affirm my oneness in and with the divine, and I step boldly into a life of purpose, of joy, of unlimited possibility. I am powerful. I am worthy. And today, I step into my power. Today, I step into my power in the quiet. Knowing that we have co-created this space of power, of love, of wholeness, of prosperity. I invite us to bring into our awareness all of those that are on our prayer list here at Unity of Stuart, all of those that are in our minds and hearts this morning, any situation, and lift each up in peace, in power, in wholeness and prosperity, seeing each abundantly blessed. You may wish to speak names out into this space. And releasing all into the care and keeping of the one. Please join me in praying this in the name and the nature, the light, the love, the wholeness of the indwelling Christ consciousness. And so it is. Amen. And let's sing. Is Jen Erickson, looking right at you.
Here I am.
There you are.
I don't really need to tell you what this song means to me right now. But it really is, it's been in my head on loop for a while. I'm really happy to share it. It's by Ray LaMontagne. Yeah.
Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Just reach right out and grab it. If you want it, you can have it. All you got to do is just reach right out and grab it. Step on up, step into your power. Step on up, step into your power now. Step on up, step into your power. Step on up, step into your power, child. Now listen to me. All you need, you already own. It was given to you on the day that you were born. Anything that your heart can dream, it will come a reality. Step on up, step into your power. Step on up, step into your power, child. Step on up, step into your power. Step on up, step into your power, child. Now listen, don't be afraid, don't be afraid to fall. It's getting back up, it's gonna make you strong. God only made one of you. So come on, baby, and just do what you were born to do. Step on up, step into your power. Step on up, step into your power, child. Go on, Maggie, step on up. Step into your power. Step on up, step into your power, child. Step into your power. Step on up. Step into your power, child. Step on up. Step into your power. Step on up. Step into your power, child. Hey. Step on up. Step on up. Step on up. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen Erickson. Last week we talked about knowing, when we were talking about healing, the journey of healing, we talked about knowing that we're the center of creation when it comes to our healing and wholeness. And that teaching helped us, I hope, to see the power that we have to heal and grow from within. So today we're going to build in that idea. How do we step fully into this power, not just in that one area of our healing and wholeness, but in other areas of our lives? How do we claim it? How do we embody it? How do we live it out in our lives? So that question might seem daunting, but the answer is simple. We recognize and express the divine within us. We recognize who we truly are at depth, that foundational goodness, that foundational innocence that we all carry. So speaking of that divine, I want to share a little bit of my minister origin story with you. Because one sentence, just a few words, changed everything for me. When I first stepped into a Unity community, that was in Northwest New Jersey at Unity of Sussex County, I came with the simple intention of saying yes to Spirit. Saying yes. Do with me what you will, Spirit. Say yes to Spirit. So, I wasn't there but 2 weeks, and I said yes to serving in the youth and family ministry. And then after that, I said yes to being on the board. And after that, I said yes to being a platform assistant. And then I said yes to guest speaking. And yes to volunteering in the office. As I kept saying yes, I found that with each yes, with each step, Spirit was calling me deeper and deeper into something that I couldn't even see yet. Each yes wasn't just an act of service, and it was definitely an act of service, but it was an invitation to grow, to step up, to trust, and to really step into more of who I truly am. Then one Sunday, as the minister and I were walking into the Sunday service, I was their platform assistant. We were walking into the sanctuary to begin the service, and they turned and said to me, "You would make a good minister." Now, I wish I could tell you that I immediately thought, "Yeah, you're right, I would. I'd be great at that." But that wasn't my first reaction. My first reaction was more like, "Wait, what? Who? Me? What, me? A minister? Yeah, no. I was thinking, yeah, I'm not ready for that. I'm not equipped. I'm not enough. I'm not pure enough," whatever that is. I wasn't ready. It felt too daunting to even consider. At that point in my life, I was just beginning to recognize what Eleanor Roosevelt said. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. And I add, and to move forward. I was just beginning at that point in my life to recognize that, you've heard me say this before, that if something scares me, that I have fear around being invited into doing something, that the answer should most likely be yes. So then I hadn't fully stepped into that power, and I put that off a little bit. And when I finally realized that I didn't need anything outside of me to make me a better person, to make me holy, or to make me more peaceful, or more sweet, or whatever I had in my mind as what a minister should be, everything that I needed in order to do that was right within me, just like everything that you need in your life and for your dreams is right within you. Now, you may not want to be a minister, but if you did, every single one of you in this room has what it takes to be. Even if public speaking scares the bejeebers out of you, we all have what it takes to become what our dream is. Right here within us. It's not about money. It's not about status. It's not about the approval of others. It comes from our connection to the divine. Jen, this morning, I'm just going to use you as an example this morning. We were in the prayer circle and we were praying for the survivors of the hurricane and people who were affected by the tornadoes here. And Jen said, I feel like I should be doing more, or something along I'm paraphrasing. I've been doing a lot, but I feel like I could be doing more. You have stepped into your power and you're doing everything you can. And that's what we do. We don't have to do everything. When we step into our power, it's not about healing the world as a whole. It's not about doing every single thing. It's about taking the next step, doing the next indicated thing. So for me, because at that point in my life, I couldn't go to Unity Village to become a minister because the classes were in person then. I started out going into Manhattan. I lived fairly close to New York City, and there was an interfaith seminary in New York City, so I went there. And I got my first ordination as an interfaith minister. And that was the step I could take at that time. And so it's just the next indicated thing. And it wasn't until years later, actually, when I began to serve with my former husband as co-ministers at Unity Spiritual Center in Albuquerque, New Mexico, that I was able to go. They became online, and I was able to go to the Unity Seminary. So if I would have let that stop me back then, that I couldn't become a Unity minister right away, if I would have let it stop me from becoming an interfaith minister, and then we didn't move to, all of that. But I kept doing the next indicated thing, and that's what I'm calling us into as we step into our power, doing the next indicated thing. The power we seek is always accessible. We just need to recognize it and tap into it and do the next indicated thing. I love this quote by Alice Walker. The most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. What do you mean? Look at me. I'm this years old. I'm mentoring a Unity student in her ministry. She's leading a ministry. She's not an ordained Unity minister. And she said to me in our first call, we had our first call last week, and she said to me, this is going to take so long. I don't know if it's ever going to happen. I said, well, if it takes 5 years, you'll still be 5 years older even if you don't do this. But you might as well be 5 years older and become a Unity minister. Right? So if that's something that's stopping you, you're going to get older anyway. You might as well start working on that which you want in your life as you travel through the years. So those words that were spoken to me, you would make a great minister. 6 words changed my life, brought me into exactly what I'm meant to be doing in this world. Exactly what I was meant to be doing in this world. 6 words. Our words are powerful. We don't always realize it, but our words are powerful. The words we speak and the words we may have heard in our lives, negative and positive, yes? How many of you, I know there's a lot of people in my life that somebody said to them at one point when they were singing in school, maybe you should just move your lips. Maybe, yeah, right? And who in this room? And has anybody ever told that to? I think Amy, maybe, a few people. Jen, Lori. Okay, like, has anybody told you, well, you're not a great artist, or you can't play an instrument, or whatever that was? I wish our children had the words that come back for that. I don't know what those words would be, because the things that are in my head, children can't say. But our words are not neutral. They're not just making sounds. They're powerful. They're creative forces that shape our lives, that shape the lives of those around us. They can inspire, they can encourage, they can uplift, or they can tear down. They can tear down. Our words are a conduit for divine energy. And when we are speaking to other people, I remind you that we are not just speaking to another person. We're speaking to the divine presence within them. We are called to remember that everyone has that divine presence in them. So when we choose words of kindness, of compassion, of love, we're speaking to that wholeness, to the person and to their divine essence. Eric Butterworth, a pretty well-known Unity minister, no longer on the planet, calls that the cosmic counterpart. When you're looking at a person and you see, well, they're not good, or they're mean, or they're a terrible person, try to switch so you're looking at the divine essence in that person, that divine spark. You're not the only one. I'm not the only one that carries that divine spark. Everyone has it. Everyone has that divine spark, that basic goodness. It just gets covered over. So when we're in that kind of relationship with someone, let's remember that who they truly are may have been covered over. And speak to that divine spark. Speak to the divine nature. The Reverend Michael Beckwith says, when you speak from a place of truth, you align with the energy of the universe and miracles happen. Imagine the shifts in your relationships if you remembered that, if you spoke from a place of truth, of love, of divine recognition. And hand in hand with that compassionate speaking is also compassionate listening. So in any relationship that you have, be present to that now moment with the person. Be present when others speak. Don't interrupt. Listen as if you had to repeat back to the person everything they're telling you. That's active listening. That's reflective listening. It's a tool that is it's popular in relationship coaching. Active listening. Try not to be thinking about what it is you want to say, or if you're feeling defensive, you start marshaling the forces. Be present to what that person is saying, even if it may not be pleasant. Now, don't take abuse. Don't do that. Cut off a conversation if someone's being abusive. But if someone is telling you how they feel, try not to be so defensive about it. We have been in that position, right? When we're trying to tell someone how we feel and they're saying, well, you shouldn't feel that way, right? Try to listen compassionately to someone. Listen not just to respond, but listen with love and understanding. Before you speak, pause and ask yourself, are these words coming from love or fear? Are they affirming truth, or are they reinforcing limitations? Mindful speech. So, talked about relationships with others. Now let's talk about our most important relationship after the relationship with Spirit, the one we have with ourselves. How do you speak to yourself? Do you speak to yourself with kindness? What is your inner dialogue? We all have it all day, every day. What is your inner dialogue? When we wake up and we're faced with challenges, when we look in the mirror, we're always talking to ourselves. What kind of words are we speaking? Are we speaking words of encouragement, of compassion for self, of love? Or are we filling our own minds with criticism and negativity? The things that we say to ourselves, even in passing, shape how we see the world, shape how we show up in the world. I ask you to contemplate this, that self-talk is a form of prayer. It's a form of prayer. And just like in prayer, whatever we repeat and repeat and repeat has the power to shape our reality. So if we continually tell ourselves, like I told myself when the minister told me I would make a good minister, oh no, I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not whatever enough. Right? When you catch yourself doing that, try to turn it around. Turn it around. It could just simply be, I am enough. I'm capable. It could be as simple as that, just to switch from the thoughts that don't serve us into thoughts that do. Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore said, words are the most powerful agents of the mind. They carry the thoughts and beliefs that shape our lives. If we want to change our lives, we need to change what we say to ourselves. Make a habit of speaking words of gratitude for your strengths, your learning, and growth. What is the foundational truth about you? Give yourself grace and gratitude. So here's something you may not be aware of. We are all aging. What? I know, right? And so I'm talking to both men and women. We have a lot of elders in this room, people who are over 50, over 60. What do you think when you look in the mirror? When you look at yourself as we're aging, men and women? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? What happened to her? What is that wrinkle? What is that? What's going on there? What is that gray hair? Oh, man. And we can get into that place of like, don't want to look. I don't want to. No. What I suggest we do, and even younger people, when you look in the mirror and there's something you don't like about your face, find something you do like about your face. For me, when I look in the mirror and I go, ooh, I'm not what I used to be, I think, and yet I have wisdom and grace on my face. I have laughter on my face, right? I have this twinkle in my eye, right? I can laugh, I can cry. And I look at myself, and I invite you to look at yourself and count your beauty, count your strength, right? It's important for us to be grateful for where we are and what we look like. We deserve these faces. We have lived a long time. We have lived a long time. We have weathered many storms. We have laughed. We have cried. We deserve these beautiful aging faces. Give yourself grace and gratitude. So this week, I invite you to become aware of your words, the words you speak in the world, the words you speak to yourself. Pay attention. Pay attention. Are your words affirming love and peace and abundance? Are they reflecting the truth of your divine nature? And I invite you to take a few moments and constantly choose words for yourself that lift you up. Words that affirm the truth of who you are. And as you do that, I guarantee it, now you're going to feel better about yourself and about your life. Now, if you have kiddos or grandkids or whatever, and they come up to you and they say, "Oh, I'm stupid," we don't want to say, "Don't say that." Never, never do that. Say, you acknowledge that feeling. You acknowledge that feeling. I hear you saying that. And I want to tell you what I see in you. And then you turn it around. We never deny somebody what they're saying and what they're feeling, the emotions they're feeling. Because we want our kids to share with us, right? We want our families to share with us. So be mindful this week as you're speaking and watch the changes that begin to unfold. Watch the changes in your relationships and how your sense of self expands and how your life begins to transform when you speak words of power, of truth, and of love. And I'd like to close with an affirmation of truth. And for those of you that are online, I do believe that this affirmation just came up on the Facebook page, actually about a half an hour ago. Let us all affirm this together. I am an expression of the divine. My words create my reality, and I choose to speak words of love, compassion, and abundance. I step into my power with grace and courage, knowing that the divine in, through, and as me, within me, guides my every step. And I affirm this truth for each and every one of us. Namaste. Step into your power. And now it's time for our celebration of abundance, the abundance of each and every one of you within the sound of my voice, and the abundance of unity of Stuart. Thank you for your continued love offerings, tithes, and gifts. Thank you to our consistent givers. You are making an impact in the world by supporting this community. We are transforming the world. You see, there are ways that you can give, and for you, those of you online, on Facebook, the ways to give are underneath the video. I couldn't get them on YouTube this morning. So let's affirm our prosperity prayer and our love offering blessing together. In a universe overflowing with the allness of God, all the needs of unity of Stuart and those we serve are instantly, constantly, and bountifully met. From every direction, known and unknown, expected and unexpected, our abundant good comes to us now. We are grateful. Amen. And our love offering blessing together. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give and receive always in love. Let's sing about it. And you have seen the boxes out in our foyer. These, we are having a food drive for Thanksgiving for those served by the House of Hope. And please see the bulletin for information or on the table for a list of items requested. The last day to bring on items for Thanksgiving is November 10th. And if you would like to bring in turkeys, and is Eva still in the room? No. Turkeys and also a ham? Turkeys and or hams, or just turkeys? Hams too. You can bring them in here anytime, and we have a nice big freezer. We can put them in. And you can also come in during the week for drop-off from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Thursday. Raise your voice in joyful song in our Christmas choir. Rehearsals begin on November 5th at 6:20. If you'd like to raise your voice in song for Christmas, come and join us. You will be singing on Christmas Eve, and that service will start at 6:30. So come and join us for that. There is a sign-up sheet out on the information table. We have a P-flag meeting here. That is parents and friends of lesbians and gay people. And they are hosting a Friendsgiving here. And that will be on November 13th, 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Everyone is welcome. Bring a dish of your choice to share. Friendsgiving, November 13th. And we have kiddos out there? All right, let's stand and we sing in the kiddos. All right, you may be seated. How's it going? Anybody have anything they want to share? Nova.
So I am Nova, and today we were talking about your light inside of your heart. And after that, we played this really fun game. It was called Capture the Flag, and some of it was kind of emotional, but it was pretty fun.
All right. And does anybody want to tell us what those bracelets are, the light-up bracelets?
They tell you what team you're on.
Oh, they tell you what team you're on. Okay, very cool. Jen, anything?
Yes. Hi, guys. Next week, next Sunday, October 20th, is our Soup and Salad fundraiser. Everyone is invited. Everyone is welcome. Yeah.
All right. Do you need donations
Yes,
of any
if
kind?
anyone would like to make a soup or make a salad, any secret chefs out there, let me know.
All right.
All is welcome.
All right. Let's stand as we bless our kiddos in song. Jen, I'll take it. And let's close with the prayer for protection and the peace song. Together. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever I am, God is. I am divine. Let's sing.